What's up guys, Kevin Goetz here from Youth Profit, helping you achieve musical success. Today we're talking about what sets professional musicians apart from amateur musicians, and essentially you can almost think of this as how to become a professional musician. If anyone doesn't know me or why I'm qualified to be talking about this, I'm just a guy with a symphonic metal band with only about 5,000 subscribers on YouTube and something like 16,000 likes on Facebook at the time of this video, and I've managed to leverage social media marketing to make a full-time income from music without touring. So, the thing that for the most part is what defines whether you're going to be an amateur or a professional is your goals. Most people don't set goals, or if they do, they set very foggy or undefined or weird goals that don't make a whole lot of sense. So in other words, take your typical metal guitarist, right? You tend to focus on technique. You tend to focus on this ambiguous idea that you need to constantly be upping your technique. And don't get me wrong, I did that and I think everyone should to an extent. You certainly shouldn't settle for bad technique. But where's the end game? What is the point? Most of my students, when I posit this question, tend to ask me, well, why does there need to be a point? And that exactly is my point. There needs to be a reason you're pursuing a goal. Where's that goal supposed to take you? So a correct answer to this would be something like, I want to improve my sweep picking so that I can sweep pick like this particular guitarist whose solos I really admire, so that I can write solos that are similar to that. I am pursuing the ideal sound of my music that I am not yet good enough to make, so I want to get better. That is a good goal. That is a good reason to be pursuing that goal. And among the numerous, countless bad reasons is something just to the effect of, I don't know, I just wanted to be faster. Why? What's that gonna get you? Yeah, you're gonna go into Guitar Center and you're gonna impress some people. Cool. What's the point? Really? Now, the reason I mentioned at the start of this video that I only have like 5,000 subscribers on YouTube at the time of making this, that's another thing. So many musicians who are semi-professional or have the skills to be professional but don't pursue it right get hung up on likes. They get hung up on social media's approval construct where it's like, oh, I got so many likes on this Instagram video of me shredding for 30 seconds. So many people like me. No, they don't. No, they don't. And I'm ragging on this a lot, so I'm going to move away. What do you want in life? Most people can't answer that. And the reason most people can't answer that is, I mean, one, we have all kinds of social conditioning that explain to us that you should settle. It's almost bad to even think about what it is that you want because you're probably not going to get it. And more soul-crushingly than that, when you define your goal clearly, when you define the thing that you want to pursue to make your life your ideal life, you also define the terms at which you fail at life. In other words, if I know that my ideal life involves waking up every day and making music and not having to worry about some kind of wage job that I have to go to, then if I cannot achieve that, then I have failed in the pursuit of my ideal life. And so along with the ability to clearly define your goals, you also have to have the ability to not get hung up on failure. You have to have this adaptability, this ability to pivot and say, well, that didn't work. What can I do next? So many people want to throw out everything related to a particular endeavor when they fail. You know, I actually had someone recently arguing with me on one of my music marketing videos, and they were essentially saying well, I tried Facebook ads once, and I just ended up wasting like 50 bucks, so Facebook ads don't work. And I just stopped, and I'm like, hold up. I want you to explain to me exactly what the objective of your ad was, what the ad copy was, what the image or video was, what you were trying to accomplish, who you were targeting. Let's look at those steps, shall we? And the guy didn't. You know, I was essentially offering a free consultation that I normally charge 30 to 50 bucks for, just to prove a point. And I'm not in the habit of doing that. This was a special case because the particular premise the guy was arguing was something I wanted to particularly disprove once. And I know some of my funnier subscribers are going to start fake arguments with me in the hopes that I will give them free lessons. Do not even bother, guys. I am not in the mood. But the main point here, right, is that's what someone who actually wants to succeed will do, is go, okay, well, something is wrong here. Let's look at all the variables and change them one at a time. Instead of this broad, sweeping, stupid generalization where they just say, okay, well, I guess that didn't work, and throw out the entire endeavor. That is complete crap and a giant cop-out. But once you can define your goal, and once you can define this adaptability that you will not just give up on everything as soon as you hit the slightest point of failure, that's where you start looking a lot more like a professional musician who hasn't been at it for very long. What I mean by that is, that mindset is literally the single key. The only thing that defines an amateur with that mindset and a professional is the time spent pursuing it, because you will make it with enough time invested at that point. It's just a fact by then. And so the reason I say you need to specify your goal, and it should be something lofty, something out of reach, something just almost unattainable. For me, when I started this years ago, when I first set out on this, my goal was literally, I want to be able to live music. I want to be able to invest as much or as little time in music as I currently feel like without having to work around a job, which to me was just insane. Like, the notion that that was attainable was something so far out of what I accepted in the realms of possibility that I almost didn't even bother. But it's that kind of goal that's like just slightly too far out of reach that you should be aiming for, because you'll fall a little flat. You probably will, at first. But damn did you get far in the process. So pick a goal, something that's pretty damn far out of reach, and then start looking into a strategy to achieve that goal. In my case, I took every music marketing course that's out there. Some I like, some I hate. I, for liability reasons, probably shouldn't mention which ones are which. But I will say that John Ojaka's Music Marketing Manifesto was quite good. I really did. In my case, I took every music marketing course out there. Some I loved, and there was one in particular that I really hated that's particularly popular. For liability reasons, I can't name it in case I end up publishing something of my own in the future. It can't look like I'm essentially slandering another business. But I will say this. John Ojaka's Music Marketing Manifesto was very good. I fully endorse that one. And no, I'm not going to link to it because you guys are going to think I'm running affiliate links or something shady like that. No, it's just a good course. In any case, yeah, that was my first step toward pursuing that goal. Well, I mean, my first step was create good music within a genre that you like. You know, and you'd be amazed how many people neglect that. They don't define a genre, they don't learn about that genre. Like, if you're making music within a genre and that's your goal for your profession, you should be able to know all that there is to know about audience demand, about audience expectations, about the history of it, about the great bands of it, everything. And that is so important to research your genre. And a lot of people don't even know what the hell genre of music they play. So that's an important step. And then just create good music within the vein of that genre. So having established that, what I did was to learn from people who are doing this successfully how they do it. I invested money into the pursuit of what I want to do. I invested it in music business courses, in music marketing courses, in advertising that initially flopped. I spent a lot of money that I did have to work for in the pursuit of not having to work as much for money, in a sense, because I don't consider making music work, personally. And from there, it was just doing what I learned from the courses, and it did take a lot of out-of-the-box thinking, a lot of expanding. I supplemented what I learned with a lot of entrepreneurial YouTubers like Alex Becker, Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, Roberto Blake. Roberto Blake especially is incredible for people who want to be creative entrepreneurs. Check that guy out if you haven't already. And once I had the strategy dialed in, once it was working, I'm there. I have achieved my first goal, and I keep scaling it. I keep getting loftier and loftier, you know? But I've shown myself once that I can do what I want to do, that I can achieve a goal. And that is a hell of a lot more motivation than any number of likes on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever the hell could possibly mean to me. And that is what I mean when I say, you guys, if you want to go pro, just Just start planning for better goals than whatever goals it is that you have been pursuing up until now. All right, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to check out the playlists on my channel for all kinds of other musical success content. And I will see you in the next video.